Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela have said that. Whether it is about respect, a higher position in society and a professional environment, financial security, family stability, education provides all of these and much more. It helps people become better citizens, get a better paid jobs, shows the difference between good and bad. Education shows us the importance of hard work and at the same time helps us grow and develop. Thus, we are able to shape a better society to live in by knowing and respecting rights, laws and regulations. Learning languages through educational process helps interact with different people in order to exchange ideas, knowledge, good practice. It teaches us also to live in harmony. So how about we discuss today's education status with our guest here in the studio, Mr. Wayhan Human Elementary School Coordinator and Mr. Nicola Vermaak, Coordinator of the Disabled Learning. And good morning, both of you, our guests here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You're most welcome. And by the way, thank you for joining us this morning. How do you feel the studio? Do you feel cold?
No, it's actually nice and cozy with you guys sitting here.
Nice and warm.
Nice and warm.
Warm, is it warm?
Yes.
Aziz, it is a warm.
Yeah, it's a warm. By the way, you were sitting outside in the restroom. You didn't feel the studio. I told you that it would be a surprise for you both.
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
Very cozy.
Very cozy. So the first question is like a bomb to you. So when did you start e-learning?
So our e-learning, as soon as the epidemic hit Kuwait, we actually went into online learning as soon as possible. We had a bit of hiccups, of course, because it was a big change for everyone. But after fixing everything, after planning thoroughly, we officially started this academic year, 2020, September. We launched our online program, and it has been a great success.
Well, it has been. I hope so. So, Mr. Wayhan, is it different, the online learning or teaching, from the interaction ones? Because I know for firsthand that if you really taught someone firsthand with you, you are interacting with eyes, also you can feel them, but online, how does it differ?
Absolutely. Besides the fact that everything shifted from seeing each other eye to eye to digital and like you guys sitting in a studio talking to cameras is exactly what teachers had to go do. You know, together with the doctors and the nurses out there, I see teachers as the heroes of this whole pandemic, what they are doing behind the scenes. Not just the fact that we're teaching online, but getting your resources, getting the way that we teach to engage students online is a total different shift to what we did and what we currently do. But we're really having a good success with the program online.
Well, I think this is really hard for all of us, even the parents and the students as well.
Yeah, but by the way, Nicola Sohan, you're speaking to angel and devil also. Okay? So for me, I will give you the devil questions. Do you miss students?
Yeah, to be honest, we do. No, to see, it's a very different experience, of course, but I must say the online learning does provide really solid interaction with the kids. You know, you can see their facial expressions. The only thing is that you miss that interaction, that closeness that we feel with the kids being in a school. But online learning has really done a fantastic job, you know, to cater for the kids' needs. They can interact with one another, we can interact with them. No, it's been really great.
Really great. You have something to them, Emil, or I'll ask Wayhan?
Well, I know both of you really have interacted with a lot of children, especially middle school. They are just in the age between children and growing up. So they must have really been hard to maintain them, to sit in front of a computer and not play with it and not getting into games, but just to study and learn, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, a big part of our program is to engage our students in such a way that they are interactive with the teacher. But not only that, at Dasman we also focused a lot on SEL education, social emotional learning. We have our counselors in the school, we have our psychologists in the school to support these kids in this transition. You know, if you think it's hard for us as grown-ups going on online, imagine for students, and as you said, especially for teenagers, having this total shift away from the social interaction which they usually had in school. So yes, it was really tough, and I believe it's really tough on students being online. But the necessary support systems and structures is there in school to support kids through this.
Nice. By the way, I know your professions are different. You're working at the same school. You're already becoming friends right now, right?
Yes.
So you are cooperating each other in e-learning. So can you tell us more about how you are working to each other in this stage? I know you are cooperating and you are doing your hard jobs. I know everything's like checking your mobiles, your laptops all the time. So tell us about your duties in this stage, Nicholas.
Yeah, so duties for teachers and educators, for administration, we have the same responsibilities that we would have if we were physically back in school. But teachers have a big workload, they have big responsibility, you know, to give, our most important thing is to give feedback to the kids. You know, they are submitting work through us online, they are not physically there. And so the feedback is very important for us, that the teachers are providing for the students. So that takes a lot of time for them, it's a lot of work, and they have done an outstanding job in that. We have, even the teachers have online meetings with each other. If there's information from administration that has to be passed on, we have to meet also virtually. But again, our platform that we have, it creates a nice environment for us as well to meet. Also cozy and comfy because everyone is in their own homes.
So by the way, speaking about own homes, you are working together. So now it's like you are gaining friendship more now, right?
Of course, we've been friends for a long time.
So nice. So give me like, what do you call it? Funny things happened to you during this pandemic that you are working in online. You have something to share with us?
Besides the fact that you're in your pajamas the most part of the day, yes, there's a lot of things that you get insight into other people's house being online. Your screen is on and you might not know what's happening behind you. That happens during our meetings, which I have, and that happens during our meetings with the students as well.
Nice, amazing.
So half of the upper half is really smart dressing, and the lower half is really pajamas and home.
Something like that.
Something like that.
So hopefully the online is just on the upper half. That's really the coziest thing ever, just to put on something and then carry on and back
and
to
you're
pajamas.
ready. Yeah.
You're ready.
Yes.
So this takes me to another question, because I know I'm off the scenarios and off the text, but I've been thinking that during the online and because private schools and let's say local schools are really have different curriculums, but you all are under the Ministry of Education's regulations as well. So during those tests, the parents, do they get involved? And about the regulations, do they just get nagging? Well, I'm a mother, and I know I nag a lot, really. But do they really get on with the kids inside the home? Because they are with them, and they are watching them, observing them. So does this interfere with education somehow?
I can only speak for our school, and I can only speak for us, but this is exactly what we do want. Since the beginning of starting online learning, our first priority was to get parents on our side. Yeah. It's one thing, and as I always said, we can never replace in-person learning. Yeah. So me or Mr. Nicholas as teacher can be on this side of the screen, but we need the parents on the other side. You are our hands on the other side. And so our whole program was very transparent with the parents as well. And at Dasman Bilingual School, we've got an online site which we post everything for our parents. The coursework of everything that the student will do is ready for the parents to see, so that they can assist the kids at home. So it is we want you as parents to be involved with the kids at home, and we want you to nag, because it is your child's education.
So this is our excuse then. If I'm nagging, well, the teachers want it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. That is
what's
wonderful.
the good thing? I am still single. Yeah, that's better. So the question they are asking her is different than mine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking like a brothers. Okay, so because you're already saying that you already miss students, so what do you think? How long to stay in online learning? How long will be with pajamas?
Yeah, so online learning so far, it's a very uncertain situation that we're in also, and things might change at any moment. So we are prepared to stay online for as long as possible. We are, as long as the epidemic is out there, and for the safety of the kids, we will keep on with online learning. But if they can find if the vaccine is working and the kids can come back to school and we can have a hybrid system in place, we can be ready for that as well, to welcome the kids back to school as well.
Nice.
Well-
So our preparer already asking me about the difference between the private and the public sector learning. Emel, what do you have something to say to them?
Well, before we end this is very nice, and I'm really interested in those learnings and education especially, because nowadays, during the first days of the pandemics, a lot of children really haven't had the chance to learn anything, and education really had to pause for several weeks. So getting back online learning or really virtual learning, that is a very positive step toward the future. And I know we need an educational generation to raise up in Kuwait or all over the world as well, because education really takes the person from one step to another, from one cubicle to openness. Absolutely. In all of this world. So can you tell us, Mr. Wehan and Mr. Nicola, a last word to the children and also to the parents about education? I want you to give them that boost, the importance of education.
I can, by all honesty, say that doesn't matter what happened. You're very fortunate in a country that you have the systems in place, that you have online learning, and that education can continue. Education is your backbone of a society, and education needs to continue. Being online, being in person, education needs to go on. Our kids need it, and our kids deserve it. They will be the next generation. They will be the doctors, the nurses, the teachers that will take this country of yours forward. And in this step, at whatever grade you're in, the skills you are learning now, you will take on for the rest of your life. And it's so important to continue with that.
So, Mr. Nicholas, you have also a word to say.
I just want to add to that is that education never stops. You know, it's not only for the kids, but for our teachers, for educators, for everyone in the industry of work, is that learning never stops. We are lifelong learners. So it doesn't matter what comes, what hits the earth, what happens in the world, we will always keep on learning.
Well, actually, I want to ask you the last question because my co-host Emel already asked you the angel, so the devil have something too many to say to you. So we're already we want to them to sit with us more, right?
Yes, for sure.
So before you both leave, I want to ask you also a question. So what about the activities now? The students now, they are not active like before. So what about the activities for them now, these days about the online? What do you make them more active? Nicholas.
So our school also provides, we still have our PE department, which is physical education. We know the importance of our kids to be active and to move, and because they're not sitting in front of the screen the whole time. So our schedule provides, time throughout the week for the kids to stand in front of the tablet in their room with whatever they're wearing and running around and jumping. And so we have that in place. We also have extra activities. As Mr. Vian mentioned, we have an online site which is available 24 hours to our students, and there are many activities that we post for them that they can do at their own leisure and their own time.
Nice. So Wehan, any last words for you?
The same, just to follow on what Mr. Nicholas said, is our total shift in academic has changed. It's, what before is memorizing and reading textbooks has now changed, and this is now from an academic point of view, has changed totally to a more hands-on, engaging type of approach where students feel and experience and do the work instead of just going and running through a textbook.
So next time I will visit you in the school, I have a coffee with you both, okay?
Yes,
please.
sure.
Thank you so much.
After the pandemic, please, Abdulaziz, we need you here also. So, Abdulaziz, I think I have seen some of my kids really doing PE on the online, and sometimes I share them behind the cameras, but the activities are really going on each and every school, and local, and also, let's say, private school. Education is important to us, to the next generation. And also, as our guest just said, it's a non-stop mechanism. We will never stop learning. So how about now? We learn something new with our Ministry of Interior, and then get back to you with more segments.